Welcome to the lounge and the European FX crosses, and starting with the US dollar index here, we're looking at a reaction from the 10,000 here, 100, and looking at it in terms of wave 3 to here, an A wave to here, a B wave to here, and a C wave for wave 4 here, and then wave 5 up through to here. However, this little move here does appear to be impulsive to the upside, so it may not pull all the way back down through to here. It may be part of another structure, so it may only pull down sort of 50, 60%, and then have a move up through here. So and moving straight into wave 5 here, which would leave wave 4 already completed here. It's just that this wave 4 is a little bit small to put that here just yet, but yeah, it's not looking something not quite right about it just yet, but let's just allow it to play out at this level here. And we have to be mindful too that wave counts get skewed across large numbers as well. We know the US dollar is strong. We know the euro and the pound are weak. Yeah, so it could certainly sort of push up from there. But we were looking for an A wave and a B wave and a C wave. So I just really want to allow that to sort of play out there. But as I mentioned, this here does appear to be sort of impulsive in a way. So it could certainly move up higher as well. So we need to take that on board when we're looking at the euro as well. The euro could work lower as well, but first things first, we need to allow that to play out. So when we look at the euro US dollar here, also just in the bigger picture while we're on this daily chart here, basically down for 1, back for 2, 1, 2, 3. We're looking for wave 4 at the moment. And it may already be complete, it may not. This is what we're trying to figure out. I'm not quite sure about it. We'll drill in there in a moment. Once it is though, then we'll look at wave 5 moving down as wave 3 here. And of course these old lows over here are certainly going to show up as support as well. And we can see that support coming in because this market moved down very quickly here, didn't it? And then it still moved quite quickly here, but not as quickly as this here. So this wave 5 is also going to be squashed up. It's going to be choppy. It's going to be slowing down. We can expect sharp bounces with short covering and buying coming in off this level here, but it would only be wave 3 completing, and wave 4 playing out, and then wave 5 moving down further there as well. So let's just sort of drill in a little bit. On the 2-hour chart here for that wave 3 and 4, this is the same as we have on the US dollar index. And of course, yesterday we were looking for wave B just here, but we've got this extra little move here as well. And that's what's kind of made it look a little bit impulsive. But first of all, just starting, we were looking for an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, and then down from here. Now, it is possible that the wave 4 is already completed here. So just need to be a little bit mindful of that. So that means that, yes, well, there's a couple of other things here I need to sort of discuss as well, is that halfway between 5 here, even though we're not here yet, it doesn't matter, but halfway between 5 and 8 here, which is important, is the 106.50, the midpoint here. And at the moment I can see that this was support, and now it's got its first resistance here. So if this maintains and stays as resistance here, then the weight of the balance of the market will be brought down through to here. Now it can do that in 2 ways. It can come back and test these highs here, and then move down from that point there. Just failing to find, if you see that it fails to find support on this level here, then you know that, well, you're in a weak spot. You wouldn't want to go long under this 106.50 area here. So once again, I mean, yesterday I was calling in wave B low over here, and it's possible to have it here. It does appear to be, impulsive to the downside, but at the same time, I can see that this correction here is very typical of a wave 4. So this is typical of wave 1 here with a simple ABC here, and this is typical of a fourth wave here. So it's also quite possible that we get a continuation down from here, and would be looking at that case. The 61.8 retracement level would be important here, but also we know that the euro has shallow retracement levels, so it's also we need to be mindful that we get some sort of little A, B and C back into this space here and failing from that point there. So if you see that and then this low gets taken out here, you need to be short from that point. And as I mentioned too, that this is very subtle, but that 106.50 here, that's a level that that we can play with. I mean, I'm just going to put it in a darker color there to be sort of highlighted. I know it's subtle, but it's always powerful that when you have that 65 number there, that's the way I see it. But yeah. So main point here is we're a little bit unsure about this, but it certainly looks bearish. This can be counted as 5 waves down here. If that's the case, we'd look for a retracement into this area here. We know the euro has shallow retracement levels, so it may only pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here and then fail from that point. So then you would need to be short below these lows here. That would be the, because in terms of analysis is one thing and trading is another. When it comes to trading, you're just looking for setups and signals and managing that exposure. Okay, moving on, looking at the euro pound. Now, yesterday we were looking at this in terms of from this wave 4, looking at this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and possible wave 5 here with wave 1 here. And we're looking for a move up off this level here, and that sort of maintained itself here. So once again, in terms of trading, then a breach of these lows here would have you on the short side. Okay, but while that's not breached, then we need to expect a move up. How far up will it go? I'm not quite sure, but we just need to see it develop a little bit first. So that's the line in the sand for this market. Just cut into the 15-minute chart here, or maybe also on the 2-hour chart. Yeah, right, here we were. So we were calling this low in play here for this particular count here, and that's panning out quite nicely. As I mentioned, this first little move up here is corrective. So it kind of makes the rest of it corrective as well. It's just a matter of how far will it go. And I'm just a little bit sort of unsure about how far it'll go. But as I mentioned before, it's important that if these lows get taken out, then you need to be on the short side there. And when new lows get taken out here, you'd normally see a market move through and then retest back up here. And then fail from that point. So that's always a nice little catalyst as well here. But if you see weakness coming into that, you can pick up positions on this side and then look to add with a bit more confidence when you get these sorts of patterns here. But as it stands, while the US dollar index is doing its thing at 100 or 10,000, depending on the platform, then we're going to see that mirror through in various ways with markets, and this is one of them with a bit of support coming in here. And the next one is also the euro, but the euro yen. And once again here as well, we mentioned that at the 130 we're expecting to find support here. It may come a little bit lower onto this trend line here. As I've mentioned before too, you can short that down to this level, but I would certainly start covering those short positions into this level here, because we'll be expecting a bit of a sharpish bounce from the 130, which is normal to see that. So let's see how it goes. I mean, there's not a lot that can happen. You either get a sharp bounce back up, or you'll see the market sink into this thing and just can't sort of get up, and then we know that it's weak at that point, and we can look at it from there if that's going to be the case. But getting a sharp bounce at group 1 is a bit of a given, and it's very high probability, and we need to run with those kind of edges. So look for support there. I won't go on to the intraday because all of this structure through here is really quite messy, but I think we've nailed it as it is. And this wave 4 here will be 1 and 2 and 3, A, B, C for the 4th, and then 5 waves down here ending into the 5th wave here. So we can get a bounce back up into any of these levels here, and that's why we need to work that particular number there. Okay, moving on to the pound crosses, we've got the cable here first, and as you know, we've got wave 2 up here, then wave 1 and wave 2 here, and we'll be moving down from that area. And as I mentioned before, this will be a very nice trend indeed, and it's just a matter of getting in. And we're looking at this little move down through here. We're looking at that as 5 waves. Expect a bounce off 151, and then we can start to set up and start to make a move to get into this next leg here from this bounce off that 151 there on the 15-minute chart. We were looking down and counting yesterday and considering that wave 1 and A and a B and a C for wave 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd. We're looking for the 4th wave, and then we're looking for 5 waves down for the 5th wave here at 151, which should be roughly the same length as this wave 1 here. Wave 1 and wave 5 will be roughly the same because the extension's in wave 3 here. So once we've got this here, we'll be looking for a move up, as in A and a B and a C for wave 2. It could move back to the 61.8, 50-60% retracement level, but it will be more important to actually count the wave structure for this move here. And what we should be seeing here is we should be seeing something quite simple. It may not get down to this level here, but we'll be looking at 5 waves here, then a 3-wave structure, and then another 5-wave structure here as well. So it may not reach this, but it's more important to count that particular structure here of 5, 3, 5, which is quite normal for a wave 2, sharp and simple, a zigzag, and then we can look to short there. So like I say, it may not come all the way back up, it may just come to here, but it's more important to count that particular structure there. The pound yen is doing what the cable has done as well. We've seen this channel up here, and we're looking for a high here, as you know. And now we've got the break lower. It's still in the trend channel, and there's going to be some support here, but this would be a nice support for the first move down. So if we look at this as sort of wave 1, we can look at this as wave 2, and then moving down from that point there. That's how I was looking at that. I'm not sure we've got this on here. Okay, 2-hour chart here. Well, we can work with this here. You can see quite clearly here what's going on in terms of the actual structure here. You can see, when you're looking at a structure, sometimes you don't need to see all of it. You just need to see parts of it first and then work out from there. And here you can see that we've got 1 and 2 here, nice strong 3rd wave coming down here, a 4th wave and a 5th wave here. So in this 5th wave here, there'll be 5 waves in here. So we're looking for a low in here. So really we're looking for, once this low's in place here, we'll look for an A and a B and a C wave here, and then we'll look for wave 3 here. Once again, this should be 5 waves here, 3 waves here, and 5 waves here, and that will be in the same vein as the cable. And if we look at this on 15-minute chart, I've probably got it mapped out, yes. So we've already been working on it. So basically the 1 and 2 and the strong 3rd wave here. Obviously we're looking at the 4th wave yesterday, so we can pop that in there. Tidy this up a little bit, so we can remove that and that. So we're looking for this structure coming down here, so that's in play at the moment, so that's all good. I can move this. So we don't have our A and our B and our C wave in here yet, but that's what we're sort of looking for. And yeah, there could be a little bit more to this though. There could be just another little structure like this coming into here somewhere to finish that off there. Not that it makes much difference, because you know what we're actually looking for from here is that is that first 5 waves up here, and then we'll look at monitor the B wave, and then we'll be looking at the C wave here coming into play, and that's where we'll look to short on this side here. So it doesn't really matter about this here. I'm just taking an educated guess of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 1, and then wave 2 here as such, which has got 5 little waves in it. So I was looking for a 3rd and a 4th. That's what I was looking at in those terms there. So you know, not that it matters if you're looking to, if you're already short, well then obviously the 185.50 is going to be a concern for you. Where are we? So the last one here, the US yen, and last time we spoke we were looking at this as a wave 4 move here, and I just don't think it's complete just yet. So this move down here, this little move here looks corrective here, so I would we'll just stay on track here for, you know, just looking for a move down at this point here. That's what we're doing. So we could go long above that high here. Yeah, we could also go long now above that high here as well, just in case something goes wrong, then buying this high and adding to this high as well. This high here will be resistance, but at some point too it will develop as support here, and you can look to play that out through there. So all pretty simple, and that's the way it's unfolding. Okay, cheers.